What is going on? Welcome to episode 31 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh, and I've got Hate until we get him a better name. That's what we're going to call him. Eric, Hate, whatever. How are you, dude?
I am outstanding. As you guys can all see, I am not Destinot, but I will try my best to bring a little bit of the salt. We'll see if I can do it.
Okay. Sounds excellent. Bring all that salty goodness, because we need it. We need it. And you know what though? We have to make sure. We have to make sure something. We're doing this live, by the way, guys. So bear with us. Everybody in the chat, before we get into anything else, can everybody hear us okay? Can they hear you guys hear Eric all right? You hear me okay? Are we good?
Do you want to hear us better?
I just got to make sure I don't need to boost anybody's volume or anything, because this is the first time that I've done this from my computer. Tonight's the first night I've ever been able to make this all work. So
we're doing it live. Do it live.
We are doing it live. That is right. That is right. And no one's typing anything in the chat, so I'm super nervous. Volume seems good. Awesome.
We're good. Golden.
Let's rock and roll this thing. Guys, a quick message from our sponsor. If you would like to get yourself a free audiobook from Audible, go to audibletrial.com/NPC. That's short for Nintendo Powercast. There you're going to find something like 30,000 books. You got books like Ready Player One, Armada, and what I've started reading.
Let me recommend one.
Oh,
really quick.
Go.
The Magic 2.0 series, there's 4 audiobooks in it. And the first one is Off to Be the Wizard. It's about a young guy who finds a computer file, decides to hack it, and learns that the world is a computer program. Awesome.
Okay, cool. There you go. I started reading Console Wars, which is all about Nintendo and Sega back in the 80s, which I was really, really enjoying. I'm probably going to pick it up on Audible as well. And it's a good one to pick up for free because it's a $50 purchase on Audible. So get it with your free one. Or if you decide to keep a membership going, $15 a month. There you go. So that helps support this show, and we really, really appreciate it. The next big news is Hate over here said, hey, we should do a giveaway. And I was like, okay, what do you want to give away? And what do you want to give away?
We're going to give away not 1, but 2 copies of Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Da-da-da. That's right. So we're giving away 2 copies. There's 2 ways to win. One is be here with us live. Be in the chat on the... Oh, gosh, I just forgot the date. I think it's the 22nd, but he'll look it up. The other way to win is go to my Twitter, @N64Josh, and you will see a link pinned to my Twitter account, and you will be able to, if you follow me on Twitter, if you follow me on Twitch, if you follow our buddies over at the Switchcast, there's a few different ways to enter to win that way. So go check that out. And then what's the date they got to be here with us?
It is the 22nd.
The 22nd. Okay.
2 weeks.
So be here with us the 22nd, twitch.tv/N64Josh. 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm trying to remember our new time. So be here for that, and you'll have another chance to win. And we'll announce both winners during that episode of the Nintendo Powercast. So exciting stuff. I'm looking forward to that game. I think that game's going to possibly be like a sleeper hit. I'm kind of looking forward to it quite a bit. So
I was on the fence, and I watched a few more videos over the weekend, and it just looks quirky Nintendo fun. I was worried with it being Ubisoft or Ubisoft, whatever the proper term is, and it looks like a blast. So let's do it.
Yeah. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be pretty fun. And I'm looking forward to jumping into like that kind of strategy game. I've been playing some Fire Emblem and enjoying it, and so it'll be good. But yeah, Sneaky Sniper. The episode, it's gonna be like episode 33. What do you say? 2 weeks?
Should be 33. Yeah.
Yeah. So August 22nd. Be here 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come hang out with us, and all you're gonna have to do is basically just raise your hand that you're here and stream with us live when we announce it, and it'll automatically get picked. So pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Well, we have a lot to talk about. I'm actually going to pull up the notes on my phone because I'm afraid if I do anything else on my computer, it may catch fire to my office and burn me alive live on Twitch. So I want to avoid that at all costs. Let's see here. What did you pick up this week, my man? Anything?
I didn't get anything. I'm trying this new thing where I play the games I already have, and we'll see how that goes for me. But I'm still trying to play, like, NBA Playground's got an update, and it's supposedly actually good now, but haven't played it yet. And I want to give Minecraft another chance for the 30th time. I want to like the game. I like the concept, but I can't like it.
You just got to learn to create, bro. Just create.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's the problem. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I never do.
You'll be fine. You'll be
okay. All right.
We'll get you there. Well, I picked up enough stuff for both of us this week. I picked up Fates Extella. What, might you ask, is that?
Sounds Japanese.
I thought I was turning Japanese as I was playing this game. There's no English voiceover. It's all in Japanese. You have to read everything, and it's like a book.
You can read Japanese?
No, they wrote the English out.
Oh, okay.
It's like playing Dead or Alive. I don't know if you remember doing that back in the day, but like everybody spoke in Japanese, but you could read the subtitle. So, yeah, basically subtitles. That's what Sneaky Sniper's saying there. So, yeah, interesting game. It's surprising. I was talking to Captain Logan about it on our Discord, and it's surprisingly relaxing. Like, because you literally just kind of chill out, and then you go on this massive battle where it's like really stressful, and you've got to run between, like, it's almost like old school Gauntlet in a way, because like there's basically these monster generators that you have to go and kill, or they're going to attack other areas. So you have this map with like 6 locations, and you've got to go and take over each location. But if you take one over and then one of those generators appear, they will then send troops over to the ones that have already been taken, and you've got to start the whole process over. So you can't just stay and fight in one area. And it's like Dynasty Warriors on steroids.
Is that how the combat ends up being?
Yeah, it is a lot of button mashing, but there is combos. But then you get to the point where you like build up a power meter, and then by hitting like the A button or whatever, you trigger where you got to just keep hitting A a bunch, and you like kind of jump around between a bunch of characters, and then you hit everybody at once, and the entire level just lifts up with bodies, and they all slam back down. And so I don't know, it's pretty fun. Like I'm not regretting the purchase. It's just an odd game to try to stream. Like we tried to stream it, and I think everybody was pretty bored, including me, because I'm like, here I am just reading. So I guess I could have just read everything in like funny voices or something, but I don't know.
What kind of funny voices were you thinking of? Do you have any in mind?
No, this guy, I'm going to warn you guys right now. Every day he's like, hey, I got another impression. I'm like, please don't do your impressions.
He's holding me down.
No,
he won't let me do it.
I'm not holding you down. He's love you,
let me do it.
But don't do it. Just resist the urge. So, yeah, Kirby Geek was in the stream last night, and he's like, I was drawn in by the 10-foot chair. Like, literally the back of the chair was 10 foot. I don't know. It was bizarre. But still fun. And hard to find. So it may be one of those ones, if you're kind of a collector, maybe don't miss it, because it may end up it may end up being harder to find later on. So, and he enjoyed mocking the translation story. That is also true. That also happened. So, here's what else I picked up. 1945, which is like 1942 and 1943, except the planes turn into big mechs, and you've got to blast them out of the air, and you have a bunch of different planes to choose from.
Okay.
So that was pretty fun. And then, and I just there's basically, so we have the Neo Geo games, and now there's another company, and their name escapes me, that's going to be putting games on the Switch as well, arcade games. So I think there's 2 up there so far, and it might be like Pisces or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of the company, but anyway, so 1945. If you like that kind of old school arcade shooter, go for it. It's fun. I picked up River City Ransom.
Nice. How is it?
It's crazy. Like, it's nothing but like I'm so okay. Spoilers, I guess. If you know, I don't know. I'm just gonna throw that out there because you never know. But he's channeled some salt right there. But I'm running from the cops, and 4 turtles jump out of the sewers and start fighting me, and I shot all of them dead. I kind of felt bad about it.
You killed the Ninja Turtles. You just killed everyone's childhood. Good. Thank you.
Yeah, this game is nothing but like, it just copies a bunch of stuff. You start the game off and you have to rob a bank. And again, if this is a spoiler, sorry. You have to rob a bank, and as you get all the goods, the jester, the guy who's the guy leading the bank robbery, shoots all the other guys with you, and then a school bus backs into the bank. And you have to get into the school bus and then get into a traffic with a bunch of other school buses. I'm like, this looks awfully familiar. So
how much was that game again?
I think it's $15.
All right, I'm gonna pick it up.
Yeah, it's
you sold me.
It's goofy fun. Eventually you find Bill and Ted's phone booth, go back in time, it breaks, the DeLorean picks you up, so on and so forth. It doesn't stop. The T-Squad, which was an A-Team ripoff, started fighting me. Like, and then I think you'll love this. I think it got into like Metal Gear stuff. So
okay, we're done. Yep. Done deal.
Sold. Everybody in the chat's like, I'm sold.
Perfect.
Sold. So
I don't know if you're getting a profit or kickback, but okay, you've sold it. We're good. Let's move forward.
You can go buy points through the Amazon affiliate link if you want, and then put the points on your on your Switch. The last one I picked up, which I'm a little disappointed in, is the Namco Museum.
All right, here comes the salt.
Yeah, go for it. You got some salt?
No, they keep repackaging the game. They're keeping the price way too high, and they're adding no new games. It's this one has less games than the previous version of the Namco Museum that came out.
Yeah.
And you just contributed to them making this port another time. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at them. But I mean, come on, figure this out.
It is definitely lacking, and it's got some strange games on there as well. I was like, this is odd. I was excited to play. Like, why aren't all the Pac-Man games on this thing? Why aren't they all packaged together? You know, having the 2 Galagas was cool. That was one of the highlights of it. They have a multiplayer Pac-Man, but you basically have to have 2 Switches if you want to take full advantage of it, which was fine.
Which no one has because there's only 1 million in the wild.
Right. We do, so it's fine. We were able to do it, but I don't know. I kind of regret the purchase. I thought there was going to be a little more content to it, and and I guess part of the way I looked at it was like, well, let's say these games are $3 each on iOS. There's 10 of them. It's $30, right? But I don't know that I would buy any of some of those games. I wouldn't buy for nothing. You know, I wouldn't spend the money on them. So, I want to play it a little bit more. I've only just kind of messed with it a little bit. Did some multiplayer, like, in tabletop mode, and that was fun. Like going to a bar or a restaurant or whatever, and being able just to pull off the 2 Joy-Cons and do multiplayer. That stuff is fun. I just feel like there could be more content though. So
Well, it's disappointing they didn't add the that new bar Pac-Man, the 4-player.
Oh, exactly, dude. That's the best Pac-Man there is right now.
And it would have been perfect on the Switch. It's a total social experience. You could lay it down on a tabletop and all 4 people play.
Yep.
I just don't understand what they're doing. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Neither do I. So it's kind of a bummer. That was basically my pickups for the week. I don't think there was anything else. So, this week's releases, guys, we have Sonic Mania coming out on the 15th, and we have The Troll and I coming out on the 15th, which I'm not sure Sonic Mania is getting a physical release based on the website I was looking at. It looked like it wasn't, like it was digital only. But The Troll and I is, and I believe The Troll and I is coming out at like 39 or 29. I can't remember which. The Troll and I looks pretty fun. Have you looked at this game at all, or have you seen anything about this?
No, I haven't.
So basically, there's this giant troll, and then there's you, or the troll and I. And some of the stuff I've seen, like the troll, let's say your little character is walking up a hill, but it's like a bridge that's broken, and you can't jump it. The troll can go and grab like a giant rock, form that bridge. You can then walk over it and finish up get to the next part of the level or whatever. So, and I think it may have some co-op. I think you can also bounce between the characters or whatever. It looks intriguing. Like, I'm kind of excited to try this one.
Okay. Sonic Mania did not have a physical release. They have a collector's edition that comes with a little figurine, Sonic standing on a Sega, but it's a download code that you get with it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird. So you can get a That's really strange.
You can get a physical box, a little Sonic. I'd hold it up to the screen. It probably won't do any good.
A Switch box?
Nope. Not a Switch box, like a black. Let's see if you can see this. This is the ghettoest way to do this possible.
Right. So if you're just listening, basically it looks like the original Sonic artwork, Sega box, Genesis box, and it has a little Sonic standing on a Genesis. There you go.
Yeah,
Will it be good?
It's digital.
Will it be good?
Yeah, it has to be, right? I mean, there hasn't been a good Sonic in so long. It's got to be.
Right, good answer. Kirby Geek says he thinks they're doing a vinyl record of the soundtrack too. Not all the songs, though. Not all the songs, though. I'm pretty sure. So, interesting. So that's and of course there's games coming out on Thursday that some of them they announce, some of them they kind of just boom, they're here. So be on the lookout for that. We're trying to hit on just like retail releases as far as this goes. So with that, and I know we're moving kind of fast, but like we have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, so we're gonna keep on going. New 3DS XL Samus Edition. Have you seen this thing?
No, I just saw the announcement for it, but I didn't look at it yet.
So it's like a burnt orange with almost like a stamp of Samus on it. It looks very Metroid. It looks pretty cool. I would love it in my collection, but not likely it's going to happen for me. So
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, check it out for sure. It looks really pretty. So, and that kind of that game's got some weird controversy going on about needing amiibo for certain things and unlocking like fusion mode, but you have to have the fusion suit Samus, that kind of stuff. Are you up to date with what's going on there?
No, I haven't heard.
Yeah,
Please do tell.
I mean, I don't know all the details. I was trying to read it on Reddit today and trying to get a grasp of what was going on, but like from what I'm understanding, people are upset because you have to have the fusion suit Samus to unlock fusion mode, which is the hardest hard mode in the game. And if you don't have that, you can't play that content. And so, people are upset. They're saying, "Oh, I'm just going to buy the $2 NFC reader thing off of Etsy or whatever." And that's fine. Whatever. I mean, they're not in the wild. How else? But it's Nintendo's going to have to kind of tread lightly with this whole amiibo thing. Like, if they're not going to resell this stuff and they're going to lock content behind them, so that's kind of odd. It's almost like they are punishing people that didn't go and buy them to begin with, and that's really not a good idea to do to your customers.
Was it 2 weeks ago, or I said it in the Discord or something? I don't think that Nintendo as a company, any of their developers are ever played a current gen game. I just don't think they understand how it works. So they think they're doing a great thing. They think the online is working just fine for them because they don't know any better. They've never played an Xbox or a PS4. That's the only thing I can think.
Yeah, and I guess the other thing too is they're not. Some people are saying, "Well, are they going to release it as DLC?" And I think the response was, "No, they are not."
That's their choice, but it seems like the wrong one. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you accomplish by locking content that's on the cart out of people's hands.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. And I mean, it's cool if you have that.
Yeah.
But if you don't, it's kind of a bummer. So, and then the unfortunate thing is, it's not going to be any more money for Nintendo. These things aren't going to be available. You're not going to find a Zero Suit Samus. You may find one in the wild. If I see one now, I'll buy it. I have it in the package, but more than likely, I'll end up getting the NFC, like the little NFC collection. Just because I've bought almost every amiibo, but I don't want to open them. I want to keep them in their glorious package so they stay safe.
Yeah, and that's another thing that they don't consider when they make choices like this, like the collectors who have it, but you're not going to open it to play the additional levels or in hard mode rather.
Yeah, and there's some cool stuff. I mean, even Mario Kart, the Pac-Man costume for Mario Kart 8 on the Switch.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome, but I'm not going to do it. There's just no way. So it's, I don't know. It's a bummer, but the 3DS looks awesome. Check it out. I'm assuming it comes with the game, but who knows these days? It may not.
Maybe it comes with the amiibo.
the Zero Suit Samus amiibo.
Yeah, maybe there you go.
So Kirby Geek is saying, he's just talking about the new amiibo coming out that, the double pack is $25, right? So now if you're getting the special edition of that game plus the amiibo, you're pushing $100, if not more, for this DS game. So
yeah, okay. Well, he just brought up the charger.
It doesn't come with the game or the charger.
What the hell, Nintendo? Let's talk about the charger thing. How can you sell a console in 2017 and use a proprietary charger? It's not a standard USB, and you're not going to sell me a damn charger. I'm sorry. A darn charger. It's a Nintendo podcast. I'll keep the salt to a minimum.
Family friendly.
What are they doing?
You're on probation. You got to remember. You got to.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was hanging down in the salt mines. What? I met a guy down there though. There was a guy in the salt mines. He wouldn't tell me much.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is. It is pretty silly, as Kirby Geek is saying there. Like, Sneaky Sniper's like, why are they so weird about this charger? They didn't want to make bigger boxes, guys. I don't know.
No, it's an additional $15. We get it. It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah, at this point, those systems, that $15 is not going to be a loss. I would guess the technology had to have caught up and is cheaper to make. But,
yeah.
Anyway, hey, let's talk about some fun stuff. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
We're gonna bring hate out of the salt mines here. And,
there's a scary guy down there.
And guys, Nintendo World Championship 2017. If you're excited for this, let's get some hype going in the chat. I'm excited. Hate, look at how excited he is. You see that? That he just faked being excited. All right. Does this get you excited? Like, are you happy about this?
I'm excited for you. I'm not good at Mario Kart 7, so I'll root you on. I mean, I think you have a good shot of winning.
I'm hoping to play with the 13-year-olds. Honestly, that's what I'm. The
Well,
12 and under. I mean.
well, you can't do
I
that.
know.
I don't. You'd have to shave the beard at a minimum.
No, come on.
I mean,
I'll bring my birth certificate
okay.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a piece of paper that says I'm 12?
with crayon. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Let's talk about what it is. Give us the details. Break it all
Would you
down.
like some deets on this?
Yeah, give us all the details, and then we're going to look at a little bit of the history of it as well.
So the grand finale is going to be October 7th in New York City. To get to the grand finale, there will be various qualifying events at Best Buy stores across the U.S., and I will tell you when and where. August 19th and 20th will be in New York, San Francisco Bay Area. August 26th and 27th, Chicago, LA. September 2nd and 3rd, Minneapolis and Dallas. September 9 and 10, Seattle, Miami. To play, you are going to be doing Mario Kart 7. You have two brackets that you're looking at, a 12 and younger and a 13 and older. If you're going for the 12 and younger, if any of the listeners are 12 or younger.
We're sorry about his language earlier.
Yeah, I apologize. I don't know. I'll wash my mouth out with soap later.
That's what you should do if you use those words, kids.
Yes, absolutely you should. If you're 12 and younger and still listening and your parents didn't stop you, you are going to play as Mario in a standard cart, standard wheels, and a super glider on the DS Luigi's Mansion level. This is important to note, guys and gals, because you want to practice exactly like you're going to play
for
the championship.
But wait, Dad. I can't practice unless you buy me a 2DS XL and a copy of Mario Kart 7.
Well, son, we're going to need two copies because for those 13 and older, you're going to play as Bowser in a standard cart, standard wheels, and a super glider on the Game Boy Advance Bowser Castle 1.
So you have to buy two 2DSs and two copies of Mario Kart? Are you as excited as I am?
Oh, I'm so excited for it. You have no idea. No idea.
No, hey, look. Nintendo's marketing team is like, hey, you guys want to sell more 2DSs or even the regular 2DS with Mario Kart? Here you go. Let's make it the Nintendo World Championship. Now, how well are they going to get this Nintendo World Championship out to the masses? Who knows? But I know Mario Kart 7 is one of the DS games. It's the second most played DS game on my DS next to Animal Crossing.
I had a 3DS for a little bit and I played. It was a lot of fun. It was up until 8. I thought it was one of the best Mario Karts ever made, but I wasn't very good, so there's no chance of me winning. I can't beat those 13 and olders.
I like what Henny said here. California. And then when you said New York City, he totally came back with like the late 80s, early 90s
Stag
kid.
chili.
Like the
New York City. Like that.
Paste pecani sauce, not a sponsor.
Oh, yeah,
oh my gosh. Kirby says I probably can't even beat the 12 and unders.
Yeah. Honestly, we probably all will struggle. I mean, Josh is kind of my go-to on this game, and if he doesn't even qualify, I don't know. There's going to be another fallen idol, I guess. No pressure.
Oh, they will fall. They will fall. They will fall around me. No. Yeah, so Mario Kart 7, and it wraps up in New York.
Yes, it does. It wraps up in New York. If you win one of those qualifiers, you will be invited to the grand finale in New York City at the Manhattan Center's Grand Ballroom on October 7th. They don't say if they're going to pay for you to go there or not, that I could see. But let's just I'm just gonna say Nintendo's paying for that. You got that. You win. You get a free trip to New York. You heard it here first.
You know what? This is my vow to NPC Nation, and I'll probably never call you that again.
I like it.
I will do my best. And he's like, I don't understand why Mario Kart 7, so that people buy 2DSs that were just released so they can practice this game. That would be my guess. Because a lot of people, you guys, you have to remember, a lot of people that bought Switches, traded in their 2DSs, or sold it. Henny, you are currently playing Hates.
Yes.
You bought that from him. So
yes,
that's what happened there.
And you're playing my Mario Kart 7.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So
play as Bowser.
So when you get to New York, do you get to play Super Mario Brothers 3 with the Power Glove? Confirmed.
No, but let me tell you what you do get to play.
Ooh, tell us.
You get to play Super Mario Odyssey and Metroid Samus Returns.
I like this.
They do say you get to put hands on those demos. They don't say if it's only in New York, so you might be able to play them at any of the qualifiers. I'm not sure.
A good chance, because when does this thing wrap up?
October 7th.
Yeah, so Samus will be out.
Well, then that would be silly. I could play it without going to New York.
There you go. There you go. So, and I saw a question here from Sneaky Sniper. Should I get 7 on my 3DS? Wish I could get a Switch, though, for 8. If you don't have a Switch and you still have a 3DS and you've not played Mario Kart 7, like Kate said, it's the best Mario Kart it was until 8 came out. And I would agree with that. It is really, really stellar game. So, very stellar game. I want to go a little bit into the history of this. So I've got, it's Wikipedia, so bear with me, guys. I'm not looking at chat currently, so if you ask anything and I miss it, forgive me.
I'll just laugh at you.
Yeah, there you go. Nintendo World Championship is a video game competition series organized by Nintendo. The competition launched in 1990, touring 29 cities across the United States. It is based upon its namesake custom game cartridge for the Nintendo Entertainment System, considered to be the most valuable NES cartridge ever released and one of the rarest. On June 14th, 2015, the second Nintendo World Championship event took place for its 25th anniversary as part of Nintendo's E3 2015 coverage. The third edition of the Nintendo World Championship will be held October 7th, 2017, with the qualifiers taking place August 19th, 2017 through September 10th, 2017. So, Nintendo released 2014's NES Remix 2 featuring the reminiscent Nintendo World Championships remix, which uses emulation and online leaderboards to incite informal public competitiveness. All right, we're going to read a little bit more here. I'm not going to read this whole thing. One, I would say Google the cartridge and check them out. They're pretty cool. They have little controls on them, so you can kind of pick which game you're going to be doing or whatever. And there's a gold one and a gray one. They are definitely rare.
Very rare.
Yeah. They've paid more. Some collectors have paid more than $15,000 per copy.
I thought just last month or 2 months ago, I thought one just sold for like 30,000 or something ridiculous.
It would not surprise me at all. I don't know when this was most recently updated. So let's see. There's 90 copies of the cartridge that exist as the official gray cartridge. Those were given to finalists after the championships concluded. Another 26 copies exist in gold, like the Legend of Zelda cartridge. They were given as prizes to separate prizes in separate contests held by Nintendo Power Magazine. So, yeah, it's crazy. But let's back it up here. The original Nintendo World Championship began March 8th through 11th in 1990 in the Fair Parks Automobile Building in Dallas, Texas, and ended up touring through 29 cities. Through 29 city championships across the United States. Players from 3 separate age groups, 11 and below, 12 through 17, and 18 and above, competed across 3 days. The top 2 scorers then competed for the title of city champion. The finalists won a trophy, $250 US, and a trip for two to the World Finals at Universal Studios in Los Angeles, California. The runners-up won a Nintendo Power Pad and a Game Boy. The World Finals were held December 9th, 1990, conducted similarly to the City Championships, and were located at Universal Studios Hollywood in the Star Trek Theater, now Shrek 4D. There, contestants played a special Nintendo World Championship cartridge for the Nintendo Entertainment System. The cartridge contained 3 customized minigames based upon popular games Super Mario Bros., Rad Racer, and Tetris. The objective to achieve a high score according to custom cumulative scoring formula across all games within a total time limit of 6 minutes and 21 seconds. 3 1990 World Champion titles were given. Jeff Hansen won in the 11 and under category. Thor Ackerlund won in the 12 to 17 category. Robert Whitman won in the 18 and older category. There was no official competition round to crown a single winner. However, after the competition ended, there was an informal face-off between the 3 winners, with Thor Ackerlund taking first place, Jeff Hansen taking second, and Robert Whitman finishing third. So Jeff Hansen, the 11 and under, beat the 18 and over. I just want to point that out. Things have not changed.
No, that's not very surprising in reality.
Okay, so the top winner in each age category were awarded 10,000 US savings bond and a new 1990 Geo Metro convertible.
Hey, don't sleep on a Geo Metro. That thing got like 50 miles to the gallon. It may have been a joke then. Who's laughing now, America?
Yeah. A 40-inch rear projection television. Ooh. And
I got nothing good for that.
Painted Mario trophy. Runners-up in each category received $1,000 US savings bond and a silver Mario trophy. Thor Ackerlund later became the official games spokesperson for Camerica Corporation, a direct competitor to Nintendo, immediately after winning the Nintendo World Championships. It sounds like Willy Wonka here, like Slugworth.
Exactly like that.
Slugworth came and talked him into leaving. Jeff Hansen later became the United States representative to Japan to win the World Championship title in Tokyo, Japan, and again in Las Vegas at a rematch with the Japanese champion Yuichi Tsuyama. Anyway, so that's kind of the brief history of the Nintendo World Championships. Yeah, I remember a lot of hype when I was a kid. A lot of hype. I've of course missed the bus on that one. Wasn't able to play or anything like that, but it looks like there's a few people in the chat that are a little bothered by the fact that there's not one near them, and I totally get it. Henny's like, the closest one is Dallas for him, which is quite far away. Wib, how are you? Welcome to the stream, buddy. So, anyway, Nintendo World Championship, guys. Here's the thing I want to make sure. I want to find out what you guys think about this. Right? There's the hate showing the gold Mario trophy, which is straight nightmare fuel. It looks like something right out of Five Nights at Freddy's. Like,
what the heck?
I think he melted and then they painted him.
Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, it looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like Bowser finally beat Mario by dumping molten gold on him, and that was the final look.
So that was his Han Solo,
yeah, frozen in carbonite,
perfect.
He's done. Game over.
Way to go, Nintendo.
No continues. So
there's probably an NFC chip inside it, and he gets you all sorts of unlocks.
It's the world's first amiibo.
We just didn't know it.
Right. So if you've got any thoughts about the Nintendo World Championship, guys, if you go to the lootcave.com/NPC31, right? That's what we're on?
Yes, we are 31.
That's the show notes for this episode. So any relevant links or anything will be in those notes, as well as a comment section that you can put your comments and let us know what you think about the Nintendo World Championship, Samus DS not having a charger, any of that stuff. We want to hear from you. So there's also a Facebook post that goes up. I believe it's on the Loot Cave Facebook. Plus, you can, hit me up on Twitter. And guys, we need help naming Eric and or Hate here. He's had Hate as his gamer tag forever. We need help. when you
Been a long time.
So
I'm good with keeping it, but just we're gonna put together something. Not sure what yet. We'll talk about it and come back next week.
yeah, I'll give you an
Start thinking of
example.
names.
Yeah, he gave me Jar Jar Hate was the first name. I'm like, okay.
I also did hate Kenobi. He didn't like that.
No, it's got it.
I'm giving him the best names.
Nope, he's not.
The best name.
He's
These are the best names.
Okay, you gotta.
Okay, I'm not doing.
Don't.
So these are the best names, and he's not appreciating them. So I might stick with Hate 64. Start thinking of names. We're gonna put together a contest or something, and the winner will get a prize that will be announced at a later time.
Yeah.
So think of names now.
At one point, he threw out 0, which I was like, just go for it. Be 0.
No, it was 0 hate.
And then he wanted to put hate at the end of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I guess it's if you're gonna use the H and then the 8, maybe we could talk.
That's the worst way to do it.
So, all right, moving right along. ARMS is getting a balancing update tomorrow. So,
yes,
cool. I haven't touched ARMS in a while. Not a bad.
I haven't
game,
either.
But
I thought it was great, and it's just I don't know why. Like I've never not had fun when I played it. I just, for whatever reason, can't get myself to want to pick it up. I don't know if Splatoon's that good or Mario Kart or what the case is.
Yeah, I think it's a new IP that we were all excited about, and then it quickly got overshadowed by other stuff. The Splatfest was out, and now Splatoon is out, and Splatoon is good. It's great actually, and we're gonna talk about that in a bit here. Or actually, right now, I looked at my notes, and that was the last thing for as far as news goes. So
what a great segue!
Yeah, except for we're gonna backtrack because I have some bad news actually, and this is kind of cruddy, but GameStop has 100 NES classics they're giving away if you sign up for their text marketing. I don't even like to bring it up, honestly, but if you're really wanting a chance, they're giving away 100 of these. They've held. Not only did they sell them in a bundle for a very high price. Hate's gonna mute his mic right now so that he can say all the words that are coming into his mind. But they also they're like just hanging on to these things when they could be selling them, and it's not.
I understand. I think what they're doing, they probably had a small enough amount of them. They said, okay, if we throw them online, they're going to be gone in 2 seconds. Let's create some electricity. Let's create some. I don't know. Let's create more hate for GameStop.
Yeah,
and
they're
give
like,
them
people
away.
can't hate us anymore, so let's just do this also and let's become scalpers.
Yeah.
At a retail store is what happened. Sneaky Sniper, you're asking how they're giving them away. If you sign up, if you text whatever number to GameStop, text this number to GameStop, they'll sign you up to where you're going to get texts, like you're going to get a notification as a text when they have a sale or something. And there's a chance you could win one of 100 NES classics.
There's also a chance you could be the lucky winner of them selling your information. So don't sleep on that. That's a good one. Too salty, too much sodium. I'll just wheel it back in. We'll just wheel it back.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, that's kind of some bad news, but yeah, I'm not doing that is what he says. Yeah. I don't blame you. So let's talk Splatoon.
Yeah.
Let's talk about kind of some pros and cons about Splatoon. We're doing okay on time. So I like Splatoon a lot.
Sure.
Splatoon has that like 30 seconds of fun magic that Halo had. And that's pretty high praise because Halo is one of the top first-person shooters in my eyes ever. Splatoon, obviously being a third-person game, it's not, but it has got that like, and it's more like 3 minutes of fun because I feel like you don't really stop having fun when you're playing the match. Unless you're losing terribly, which that's not always that fun.
I've even had fun losing though. I mean, it's not a bad time, regardless.
Well, that's good. So
Or I'm just used to it in my advancing years.
I didn't want to say it.
Okay.
But there's a reason that losing is happening. And why is that?
Well, I think I know what you're going for.
Yeah.
And it's because I'm terrible. No, I'm just kidding. It's the decision that Nintendo in their little cave where they've never played a current gen console or even the last generation of consoles, and they don't understand how online works. No, the online it works flawlessly. I'm gonna start with the good. I get into matches quickly. I don't wait a long time. There's not a huge amount of disconnects. I haven't lagged once. The online's flawless. The lack of a party system, the lack of chat, the fact that if I am hanging out with Josh and playing, we may or may not be on the same team at any given point because they randomize it. I can't understand what they're doing. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's really one of the biggest cons that if you and I want to jump in and play games together, we can't.
Yeah.
Unless you can endure playing Turf War and leveling up far enough to then play ranked and endure leveling up far enough, then you can finally go in as doubles or as a team of 4, I think. For league play.
Yeah, for the team battles.
But okay. Cool. All right. I can roll with this, except for with ranked play, you're stuck playing whatever. That's no good. That's no good. That 2-hour window is not enough. I don't know. I don't know why they're doing this to me.
I'll give it to him for the map rotation. I'm okay with you doing the 2 hours for the map rotation. It forces people to play different maps. It makes it to where you don't, end up playing the same maps over and over again. Okay, I'm fine with that. But not allowing people to team up and play Salmon Run at any given time. The team stuff you and I had just talked about. I don't understand. But here's the weird thing. That would be a killer to any other game. I'd never go back. Yet I keep returning back to Splatoon. What is it? Would the game have been an 11 out of 10? And now it's only an 8.5 because they missed those things? Like, what is it?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, the game is great. The game is a lot of fun. There's no question there. It's a lot of quality of life things. And so I'm going to throw this out though, because this is what I did this weekend. I was on vacation all week and we had to come home early because there was just a lot of smoke where we were. One thing I want to make a note of is that while I was on vacation, I updated my data plan to unlimited on my phone and I played a lot of Splatoon from my hotspot, and it played very, very well. Very well. I was very surprised at how well it did. Yeah. And I mean, and I'm in a location that's basically in the woods in the middle of nowhere. That's kind of what they just happen to have good cell service from Verizon, not a sponsor. So, upgraded the plan and played Splatoon that way. Played great. I enjoyed it. Played it handheld. I enjoyed it. It was fine. Got used to the controls real quick, the shorter sticks and everything. It was fine.
What about those motion controls?
Never touch them. Don't do it. That's just me. I'm not saying that they're bad. It's just not for me. So then I come home. We had to come home early because there was just massive smoke from forest fires around us. So we come home and I set my Switch up in the living room because we played a ton of Overcooked and it was a blast, right? Like really fun game. Which did I mention I picked that one up? I think I skipped over it.
I don't remember it.
I think I did, but anyway, we picked Overcooked up, and it's really fun, guys. It's a really great 4-player game. Highly recommend. After everybody would like crash or whatever, I would just pop in Splatoon and actually sit on my couch and play on my big screen. And I kind of get why it was like, oh, I could just jump in and play. But then without having, not having to worry about finding a team, all that kind of stuff. But then I was getting so frustrated that my team couldn't like just play the objective if we were doing like, is it move the tower or whatever? I can't remember what the name of the game type is, but like it's like moving the payload in Overwatch. And
right.
like, man, so frustrating. Just so frustrating. And so I don't know. I don't know. But in my mind, I don't know what the solution is, because if we go in as a team of 4 against 4 randoms, that is not fun for the opposing team whatsoever. So I feel like what they've tried to do is just spread the frustration around to keep it more equal for everybody.
Yeah, probably that's the Nintendo way, right?
Just to spread the frustration around.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, that is frustrating. And the other problem that we didn't touch on too much, they don't allow you to drop out of a match ever, right? If you hit continue, you can't leave that lobby. So what ends up happening is your team ends up being you, maybe 2 other people if you're lucky, possibly 1 other person, and 2 away from the controller guys who are not contributing. So you're going to lose that round because you can't quit, or you quit, you disconnect too many times, you get banned. So they need to fix that.
Yeah, something's got to be fixed, because the people going AFK, it's not okay. When I look at the leaderboard at the end and we almost win, and there's a guy on my team that has 0.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, I was getting so frustrated. I even posted in our Discord, like, I think I even tweeted it. I'm like, if this game doesn't get like party system, I don't know how much longer I'll play it, because it gets frustrating. But I love it. It's such a fun game. Like, I enjoy the heck out of it. But man, it is frustrating. Kirby Geek saying you can report those players in the app, but at the same time, it's like somebody forgot to hit exit, and their mom's like, clean your room, or whatever. Like, I mean, it happens. I don't, I mean, maybe some people are just trolls. Who knows? But it's just overall, it is a frustrating experience for people.
No, it is. And again, these are knocks. They're bad. They're negative. But I keep coming back to play. So the game is either that much fun, or these things maybe aren't as big of a deal in 2017 as we think they are. I don't know. Maybe we're part of the minority that's having this issue. Maybe everyone else is like, I don't really want to talk to anybody, and I like the random teams.
And that could be. And if that's the case, again, let us know in the comments of the show notes. Let us know in the chat right now. Kirby Geek's saying, nah, it's both. Right? So I don't know. He also says he doesn't want to have to play ranked anymore. And he says these are big deal problem wise, but it is legit fun. And then Alka-Seltzer says we're old. So thank you for that, dear. And so, but speaking of that, you like games like Gears of War, Halo, that kind of stuff. But you would say that you don't put the time into them to get to the level you want to be, right?
Yeah, of course. I can't anymore. I would love to dominate everyone, but it's just never gonna happen again, probably.
Okay. Do you feel like Splatoon is a game that you don't have to play that much to be able to really contribute and participate in the match?
I would say I am probably 70% of the games I play the number 1 player in my room.
Yeah. There you go.
So
there you go.
And I'm not good at games. I'm not like saying like, oh, I'm so good. It's not that at all.
He's saying that.
I'm not saying that.
He's saying it.
I'm trying to play the game. I'm putting paint on the ground when I don't see an enemy.
It's
And
ink.
when I
You
see
just
an
triggered
enemy,
everybody around. Oh my
whatever.
gosh.
Get over it.
We're done. We're done.
Yeah,
The show's
hit
over.
me up at N64 Josh, no big deal. So anyways,
It's ink
you could put the ink down, and I'm waiting.
with the paintbrush.
I put the no, I don't use no paintbrush. So I'm putting the ink down.
I'm just
see an
pointing
enemy,
out the
then
irony.
I shoot the enemy. No big deal. And it's easy concepts.
Okay.
If anyone played the objective, I think they'd be fine.
And the thing is, there's actually like even Destinaut was typing in my chat the other day while I was streaming it. Like, there's some great strategy to the game, but in order to strategize, you kind of have to have a headset and be able to talk to people and communicate with what is happening and what is going on. And they did not make it easy. They just didn't.
No,
it's unfortunate, but it is the way it goes. So, so we love Splatoon. We would just love to see some updates that improve the quality of life in the game. What are you doing? Are you posing for Instagram? Why are you making that little heart with your fingers?
You said we love.
Don't.
I can't be hate. I can't do a love thing. What do you want from me? I know I'm not Destinaut, but don't take it out on me.
We miss you, Destinaut.
Destinaut, whenever you want to come back, we're here.
We miss you.
It'll be extra salty. It'll be great.
All right. 2 more talking points. 1, Metroid fans, talking to you guys right now. It's time to step up, right? Nintendo needs to put out a great game for all of us Metroid fans, but we got to show Nintendo that we're going to put our money where our mouth is and step up and buy these games. Now, it is a little unfortunate that the game's coming out on the 3DS, and there's probably some people that got rid of the 3DS. I mean, would you be playing this game if you still had your 3DS?
Yeah, probably. So I wasn't a huge Metroid fan. I like the idea. I played Prime. I will pick it up on the Switch, and if I had a 3DS, I would get the game. Is it good enough for me to pick up the new 2DS? I guess that's to be determined. I'm not sold enough. We'll see.
Fair enough. How about you guys in the chat? Anybody going to be buying a new 2DS just to play Metroid? Or if you already have the 3DS, are you planning on picking it up? I'm just curious. And so, but what I'm saying is that there's been a lot. We've all the Metroid fans have been very vocal, right? They've been vocal online. We want a Metroid game. You listen to IGN's Nintendo voice chat. They talk about Metroid regularly. There was a huge deal when Reggie wore a Metroid pin at one of the Nintendo Directs or at an E3 or something. I can't remember which. Yet these games consistently don't sell all that well. So are Metroid fans just louder than most? Or are they, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is here, but like, Metroid or Riot. That's right. That's right. I'm saying let's, obviously check reviews. Make sure it's what you want. Go play it at Best Buy if you can. But yeah, Sneaky Sniper saying I may not have money or after I get all these Destiny collectibles.
But you'll have tons of energy and a lot of calories from the Pop-Tarts, right?
This is also true. So yeah, I just want to really encourage people like if you're a fan of Metroid, this game looks like a must, right? I mean, obviously I'm going to play it regardless because I mean, I'm a Metroid fan. I've played through every Metroid except the first one and Other M, but don't hate me for that. As far as the side scrollers go, Prime, I got stuck on Prime 2 and stopped. But I have the trilogy, so who knows? We might get into it. But that's all I want to say. I just want to say, Metroid Prime fans, get ready to step up to the plate, okay?
I think this one on the DS is not make or break. I think the Prime on the Switch is going to be the make or break. If that doesn't sell well, I can assume Metroid is done forever. Because I think they realized the Switch or the 3DS or DS, whatever S, is is winding down. It's coming closer to. I know they're still pumping it out and trying to make it as relevant as possible, but it's closing out. It's coming down. It's near the end of its life cycle. So the Switch is where I think the Metroid fans need to vote with their wallet.
Yeah, and I said earlier on one of our episodes that Metroid Prime 4, it needs to be the Halo of the Switch. I want to see some competitive first-person shooter. I don't personally want to see just another adventure game like the Prime games were. I want to see twin sticks, not having to hold down the trigger to look around. Like I want to see, and the developer did Federation Force, which it gave you multiple options on how to play that game. So I'm hopeful that we'll see that, and if that's the case, I hope they put some competitive aspects to the game. I know that's not what the game is about, but I want Nintendo to have a more mature first-person shooter that's they haven't had since like Perfect Dark.
I think the game can evolve. I mean, Nintendo's always proven that they're willing to evolve their series. I mean, Mario wasn't about 3D until the 64. Now that's a weird thing, but I think they can evolve the series, and I think they realize they have to. I hope. Let me take it back. I hope Nintendo is listening and realize they have to, and don't Splatoon to us.
Give us voice chat. Give us the ability to party up.
Yes.
Give us the ability to play competitively.
And don't lock stuff behind amiibos. Don't do it.
Too late.
You better not, Nintendo. Reggie, I will come over there and I will do all sorts of impressions that'll make Josh very uncomfortable.
Please stop. Okay. Last thing I want to mention or bring up is our little retro section. This last week on vacation, I did play a lot of the Switch. I played some 3DS. But you know what I played the most of?
What's that? Please tell me.
Zelda Link's Awakening DX on the lime green Game Boy Color.
That sounds fantastic.
It really was, except for the screen could literally be it's like the size of a watch. It's a watch screen basically. So
in this day and age, yeah.
Yeah, it's like playing on a postage stamp. So, and I had my SP that I could have put it in, but I wanted that like the full effect, man. Yeah. So I jumped in. I'm really enjoying it. Like Link's Awakening is a blast. The music is great. I love the old. I just love the old Game Boy games and the way that the work they would do with the sprites, and it just has that like classic Nintendo feel to it. And I loved it. So I wanted to bring up, like, what are some of your most memorable Game Boy games?
Well, not a lot. So I had the original, monochrome, whatever, Game Boy, and I played Mario Land 2, was it? I don't remember which one it was. I loved that game at the time. Until the last game I played, and probably the game I played most, was Pokemon. The red, I believe it was. Can't really remember. But that game, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was the RPG elements or what it was about it, but it was the perfect portable game. It was, for me, I mean, that was the best Game Boy game. It was everything you wanted out of a Game Boy game. It had depth. You could pick it up at any point and play. It was perfect.
Okay. All right. My first Game Boy, I didn't own the monochrome one. I didn't get one until I was probably like 19, and I got the lime green Game Boy Color with Mario Golf and Pokemon Yellow.
Ooh.
I was 19 when I played Pokemon for the first time.
You're probably not the target demographic.
No, but I did play the game through to completion.
Okay.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I have Pokemon Blue, But haven't touched that one. We got it recently in a pickup or whatever. So, but as far as my most memorable games, so even though I didn't have the first Game Boy, I had friends who had it. I had relatives who had it. So I played it a lot. Metroid 2, which Chair Bear is saying the same thing. Metroid 2 is the main one that pops in his head. That was definitely one that I just loved. I played through that a ton. I had like 2 Metroid left to complete the game, and then I had to give the system back to whoever I was borrowing it from. So that was sad. Super Mario Land, of course, that was one I played a fair amount of, and I got kind of some obscure titles, but Prince of Persia was one that my uncle had. That I don't know if you guys have ever put time into the original Prince of Persia, but it's basically a puzzle game that you just have to figure out the patterns and where to stand and not get killed by spikes and all kinds of stuff like that. And so that was actually quite a bit of fun playing through that. One that was on the Game Boy that was like pretty basic game was called Solar Striker. And it was basically like they refer to it as shmups now, I believe. It's just he's shaking his head. It's like 1945, 1942. Plays the same way. So or Bullet Hell game. I don't know. Maybe that's what yeah. I'm mixing up my. Forgive me, but
it's the old age.
Yeah, it is. But it was just like an arcade shooter, so that was fun. You could get upgrades for your gun. You're just a little ship. There was another one called. Oh no. My brain just froze. It started with a Q. It was like Quasar or something like that. Oh no, you can actually get it on the 3DS. And it's again, you play as this little ship, and you have to shoot. I'm gonna download this actually. It's really fun. You have to shoot squares to form squares. So it was like Tetris in a way, but you were shooting squares up above you to fill in, and then they would disappear once you like if you made a rectangle, if you completed it, then it would disappear. But it might have like a whole bunch of L shapes all behind it. So you'd fill one of those in, then you'd fill the next one in, and they would just continue to disappear. The name literally just escaped me, but that was a really fun puzzle game. And you had different ships you can use. Alleyway was another one that was a blast. It was like Breakout. I don't know if you remember that or Arkanoid from the NES.
Yeah.
So that was also one that I played a lot of. And somebody else mentioned Kirby. Kirby Geek, of course, had all the Kirby spinoffs.
Shocking.
Yeah. Of course, Tetris, right? Tetris that was fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I don't know how I forgot about Tetris. Everyone played hours of Tetris.
Right, you had nothing else to play.
The music is iconic.
Right. Yeah. So, that's I mean, what was funny, and we'll get into Game Boy Advance stuff too, but like as that system progressed and they tried to put like Street Fighter on it, we even had first person shooters we were playing on like Game Boy Advance, down the road. So, but like Super Mario Brothers Deluxe wasn't a game I was introduced to until much later, but it actually adds like a course world to Super Mario Brothers. So it's almost like the definitive way to play Super Mario Brothers. Like it's pretty fun, and it's just adds a little bit of love. So,
nice.
We've hit that. We're a little past our hour mark, and I want to say thank you to everybody that's here with us live. Prime Griffin, Kirby Geek, Chair Bear, Alka-Seltzer Sartini, Sneaky Sniper. See, I don't think I missed anybody. Anybody that's just lurking, thank you so much for being here. I want to remind you guys, we do this show live, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, twitch.tv/N64Josh. If you're enjoying the show, let us know on iTunes. That would be great. If you have suggestions for us or anything like that, hit me up on Twitter. My DMs are open. And yeah, we're gonna keep we like we mentioned earlier, we are bummed about Destinot. We're just gonna keep on keeping on. And so there's one last thing I want to mention about Game Boy. I used to play with the Game Boy, like the Game Boy Light or the Game Boy magnifying glass.
Was it the Light Boy, wasn't
The
it called?
Light Boy, yeah, like that thing was out of control, dude. It was so huge. It made that thing just a
Didn't
monster.
that take like 42 batteries?
I think so. I would stay in my closet because I was only allowed to play for X amount of minutes. So I'd hide in my closet and play.
Harry, is that you?
Yeah, pretty much. So, but anyway, yeah, like I was saying, guys, we are definitely going to miss Destinaut. But we are gonna keep going. We're gonna keep on cruising. So it'll be all right. You can follow me on Twitter at N64Josh. You can follow me everywhere else: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Guys, my Instagram is slowly becoming like a just a retro game photography buffet. So check it out. I'm really enjoying taking pictures of my older carts and stuff like that. It's been pretty cool, and newer stuff as well. I just love being behind the camera. In fact, I've been loving it so much that I've got out my actual camera and was taking like real shots with this stuff. And I've got something in the works for that in the future. So I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I'm writing my second book, and you can find my first book on thelootcave.com. There's a big purple thing that says the strategy guide to full-time streaming. You can click it right there. Hate, I know we can find you in Discord.
Yeah.
And N64 Hate on Twitch right now.
For now.
Yeah.
So I'd like to say the name will change, possibly, we'll see, to what I don't know. And I will be more present. But I do want to say, bear with us. We realize Destinaut's gone, so a big piece of the chemistry is gone, and we're gonna do our best to work through it. I can't fill his void, but we'll figure it out. We'll make it happen. So you can hit me up on the Discord. Eventually, the Twitter, all that stuff will come. But I do want to say, tune in next week, and we'll watch Josh wrestle a platypus.
Oh my gosh, who is this guy? What have I done? What have I done? I'm not wrestling
Don't miss
a platypus. I'm not
Tune in next week. Josh is wrestling a platypus live.
Oh my goodness, this guy's crazy. Guys, I do want to remind everybody we are doing that giveaway. Check my pinned tweet on Twitter for all the details. I'll also have a link to it in the show notes, thelootcave.com/NPC31. Thank you for being here with us live. Guys, you can hang out. I'm not going to actually end the stream. I'm just going to stop the recording. And yeah, so if you're just listening to the audio version, thank you so much. We will see you next week.
See ya.